Joining us in the studio now to discuss the potential prisoner swap is Dr. Mordechai Kedar, who is a scholar in Arabic culture and a lecturer at Ilan University. He also served for 25 years in the IDF military intelligence and is an expert in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Thank you very much for coming back.
Pleasure.
All right, so my first question is, do you think that there's any chance that we would accept this deal?
Well, it all depends on the PR advisors of the Prime Minister. If they recommend that in order to promote his posture in the Israeli public, he should go forward with this swap, it will happen. If he listens to those who understand what happens around us, most probably he would not go, because it's a bad deal. It's imbalanced, first of all. We are going to release, Hamas are going to release very few, while we are going to release many more. This is one thing. Second thing, we always have to bear in mind, especially this time, that Hamas is on the verge of bankruptcy from a financial point of view. And they need urgently other parties to come in. And they are, like the PLO or others, Iran, for example. They are afraid that if the PLO takes over, means are being nominated again to run the strip, the Gaza Strip, they will not be able to stand in front of the pressures from the PLO to release those Israelis without such a contract. So this is like the last minute which they can get something before they have to surrender to the demands of the PLO, which supposedly will take over the strip in order to bring water, to bring electricity, to deal with the sewage, deal with jobs and money, which Hamas failed totally to the last 10 years since they took Gaza over in 2007.
So, couldn't we look at this as if, that Middle East haggling situation, and then come back to the table and say, listen, this deal is unacceptable, here's my counter offer? Could we do that? I mean, because it doesn't sound like there's any guarantee even that after releasing these 58 live prisoners and so many other bodies, it doesn't sound like there's any guarantee that we'll ever see anything anyway.
Well, the most important rule of negotiations in the Middle East, that you never give a deal. You wait to the other side to give a deal, and you always say, no, it's not enough. Not enough. You actually throw the ball into his court. This is how you manage. Once you gave something, you gave it. You cannot retrieve from this already. This is, I would say, the inability of Israeli politicians to understand the Middle East and how to deal and how to conduct negotiations in this area. The culture of this area needs a different kind of negotiations. It's not America here, it's not Europe here, and this is not a Western culture, unfortunately, but this is what we deal with. Here in the Middle East, if you say that I am willing to do something, it's done. You cannot retrieve anymore, and this is the minimum. We might be given more, but this is the minimum. You never say it. You say, hey, I give nothing. What do you give?
So then, would a more likely outcome then, going back to what you said earlier, be that Israel simply waits Hamas out and waits for a better option because, from Hamas's, stressed and strained situation in the strip?
Look, if we are sure that those boys are dead, especially Oron Shaul and Hadar Goldin, so where's the fire? What's rush? Why
families have been pushing for years.
Okay, no. We have to tell the families as well, hey guys, we believe that your sons, unfortunately, are not within the living ones. Okay, so we're in no rush. And the more hasty we are in order to get a deal, the higher the price gets. In order to lower the price to a level which we can deal with, we have to make faces if we are in no rush. There's another rule of negotiations in the Middle East. If you show that you want something, you will pay a lot. And since we want, let's say, peace, for example, and we talk about peace day and night, and our neighbors understood that for a paper which is with the word peace on it, we will pay a hell of a lot. So they squeeze us in order to get this kind of paper. Just look at Jordan, a state which made peace with us. They are stabbing us in the back every day, especially after the King Hussein died and his son succeeded him. Recently the Human Rights Council of the United Nations is run by the Jordanian. every day it issues a decision against Israel. Why? Because he wants to bash Israel in order to establish a Palestinian state in the land of Israel. So he, means the king, doesn't have to establish a Palestinian state in his state, which is a Palestinian majority with the Palestinians. Okay, so this is why we don't understand the Middle East, and we surrender to everyone who smiles to us, who shakes hands with us, or gives us a paper with a word peace on it.
All right, well, unfortunately, we have to end the conversation on that note, but thank you so much for coming in,
Pleasure.
Dr. Kedar.